these are all the parts for the telescope that you want to look at that I bought. This PVC pipe you buy from the shop. I think the shortest length you can get it for is about 1 metre long. I cut it to about 650 millimetres in length, which took it from here up to about here, and then this part here is a flange which I've added to the end of the scope, and that's so I can stick this adapter. I can't remember what they call that adapter, but it goes from a 90 to 100 millimetre adapter, and that fits on the end of the scope like that, you see. But you also probably want to put some tape around it as well so that it's tighter inside. And this flange I then put a rubber seal or whatever it is that you get in a roll from the hardware store, and I used it, 2 pieces of that in there, and that is so I can take the 80 millimeter lens, which I got from Surplus Shed, which is a achromatic, so it's a 2-part achromatic lens. An achromat's fine because it's got about an f11 focal length, and the difference between achromat and an apo, when the focal length is greater than f10, you won't notice much difference. The camera might notice a difference, but your eyes won't. And since we're building this telescope mostly just to look through and look at this, the sky just casually, it's good enough for that, and these are reasonably cheap as well. I think I bought this for about $37 US or something like that. And anyway, the trouble is, the diameter of the lens is, I think it's about 87 mil, and it won't fit onto the 90 mil tube. You see, it doesn't fit. So that's why we use this adapter, which we get from the hardware store. And by putting the rubber on the inside of it, what you see there, that rubber, which you buy from the hardware store as well, that happens to nicely fit the tube, and you can squeeze it in all the way in, and it holds it in there quite tight. And because it's rubber and flexible, it also centres it, so it's mounted in the centre of the tube. Now what you want to do before you put that together, because I use black paint, but you don't have to, but it pays to use something to black. You want to black the outside of this tube up. You look inside it, you see that it's I painted the inside black, and you can use any black paint you like. You can use blackboard paint, or if you don't want to use paint, you could use black paper, that thick black paper that you get, all that building stuff, that black building stuff. They get a bit of that, roll it up, slide it in, and that'll do the same trick. And that black is just to stop internal reflections inside the tube, which stops you seeing stuff. That's one of the problems you get with refractors, is that the tubes, you can get reflection problems in the tubes. You can also get problems with like air warming up inside the tube, altering what you see. But this won't be a problem with this because it's fairly lightweight anyway, and it's quite small. But once you've got the adapter plugged in, and that'll clip on by itself. I can't remember what that's called, but you'll find it in the hardware store as well. Once that clips on and you've got all the inside painted black, then what you do is you take your tube, and you probably really want to put a bit of duct tape around it once or twice, just to make it fit firmer. I'm going to do that next time I do, because I'm doing this one up again because I haven't used it for a few years, and I'm going to reuse it. I'm going to convert it to an electronic, using an electronic eyepiece. But once you've got that done and you've got the black done inside, you then take this and you just plug it in. You see it's a little bit loose, so I really need a bit of tape. Just what I'll do. The other end, you get your focuser, the focuser which you got from Surplus Shed, and I think these are really quite cheap. I think it's about $12 or something, but these are a fairly basic one. And you do the same thing with this. You put some tape around the base, the centre of it, and it'll slide in pretty tight. It's quite a good fit. Happens to be that the standards for plumbing, the plumbing standards, happen to be the same scale as all the telescope parts. So that means that if you get the plumbing stuff from the hardware store, you'll be able to fit it all together with hardly any adapting. You can just cut it up and piece it together like a kit set. And then focus is quite good. And I'm using on this a bender, a 90-degree bender. I'm just doing a video, shush. Doing a bender that gives you a 90-degree bend, which makes it easier to look through. And also because you're using that, if you're using one of those, you cut it a bit shorter, otherwise you won't have the focal length. If you cut it too short, you can always add to it. But that fits alright for the eyepiece. And that goes on and screws it, and that's it. And the other thing, I used a bit of offcut from the tube. This bit of offcut is flexible, and you can put your guide scope mount on it. Then you can easily clip it onto the telescope, and you've got a clip on for your guide. But I'm going to replace that with a solar one for a solar scope, because this was made for a solar observing. So, and that's very simply how you put it together. Next video I will show you how to make the mount, which was inspired by a Dobsonian mount and can be made for a couple of bucks out of a bit of software, a bit of hardware. Okay, thanks for watching.